When I was a very small child, I remember a time when my mother told me to kiss the hand of a stranger. Pinagmamano ko sa isang lalaki na hindi ko masyadong kilala. I was surprised when my mother said, "Oh, magmano ka sa tatay mo." I grew up during my younger years not really familiar with my dad. You see, he was a salesman, and he was always out of the house. We lived in Bulacan, and of course, my father's job required that he stay in Manila most of the time. So he would be home only during the weekends, and so he was practically a stranger to me when I was a small kid. I think many parents today are just like my dad when I was growing up. Parents may be physically present, but mentally, emotionally absent, perhaps due to work, or due to frequent travel, or perhaps simply due to sheer exhaustion from work. Many children are growing up without the presence of their parents. This problem is heightened several notches higher in the cases of children of OFWs. Children are deprived even of the physical presence of their parents. It's most especially if it is the mother who is away for work abroad. You know, there have been many studies that came out regarding the absence of the mother in the home when they become OFWs. Many of these studies found out that this absence has a profound impact on the lives of small children. They feel abandoned and unloved. Wala si nanay kapag birthday nila o Pasko. Nahihiya sila o nalulungkot kasi wala si nanay sa mga school plays, mga presentation, competition, lalo pa kung graduation. Kaya hindi ako nagtataka na sa paglaki ng mga batang ito, nagre-rebelde sila o naliligaw ng landas. The Bible tells us that the presence of parents is vital to forming the minds and hearts of young people, especially in leading children to the knowledge of God. We find this in the book of Deuteronomy. "And these words that I command you today shall be on your heart. You shall teach them diligently to your children, and shall talk of them when you sit in your house, and when you walk by the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise." God desires that parents personally teach God's commands to their children. And as we can glean from this passage, children learn about God not from formal lectures, but from their interaction with their parents throughout the day. There are teaching moments that come up within the normal routine of family life, and it is in those precious teaching moments when a child is very receptive to teaching that the imparting of values and the teaching of God's commands will have their biggest impact. It may happen when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, when you lie down to sleep in the evening, or even as soon as you rise up. And I can imagine even when no words are expressed, when children see their parents' everyday life of obedience to God, they cannot help but imbibe and absorb the lessons contained in those acts of obedience. As they say, actions speak louder than words. And this can only happen in the life of parents who keep God's commands in their hearts, and who are with their children, and who are always taking the opportunity to teach their children. So the best way really for children to learn and grow into good, responsible, godly people is when they are not on their own, but when their parents are there with them. So be present in the lives of your children. Give time to be really with them, not only physically, but also emotionally, spiritually. Make your presence felt. Enjoy being with them as they grow up. If it is practically impossible for you right now because you are an OFW, then I urge you to take determined steps to hasten your return home so that you can be with your children soon. Believe me, you only have a short opportunity to do this because, children grow up so fast. One day, they're small, impressionable kids. The next day, they have already turned into teenagers seeking their own paths. And the day after that, they'd be adults already. As you take the effort to make sure your children will not be on their own and will grow up under your tutelage and guidance, keep in mind, faith matters too.